YouTube? It's your boy D, also known as Dream Eater, and today we have something different. We're taking a break from the whole Vanguard content for a second. Um, this video comes from Solace and Dread, and it's titled "Why the Switch 2 Leak is Concerning." Now, for those of you who don't know me, I use a Switch quite often. It's a really good helper. It's it's good for long car rides and just whenever I'm bored and can't use my phone for whatever reason. It's just a really handy little device. That said, I have been keeping an eye on the whole Switch 2 situation for a good second. And yeah, I guess this was a good as video as any to see what the Switch 2 is going to be like, considering there's just been a couple really big leaks. Sorry, really big leaks. Gosh darn it, that's going to get. You know what? Before I cancel myself any further, we're just going to get into it. Links to the original video is in the description. Please go check out this guy's channel, like the video on his side, and let's get into it.
There has been a lot of buzz around the Switch successor, which everybody has been calling the Nintendo Switch 2, as I will in this video moving forward.
Hold on. Switch successor. Does that mean it's not necessarily a Switch?
And along with any highly anticipated product from Nintendo, there comes a lot of fake leaks and misinformation, and sometimes pretty real ones. And maybe I need to put the tinfoil hat on when I say this, but it wouldn't surprise me if some of these false narratives and the false information that gets leaked is from Nintendo themselves.
Yo, that would be a lit conspiracy. Oh my gosh. But no, I'm like right there with this dude. Just like that's why I haven't really commented on it before, but this video showed up on my main account, and I thought, okay, this should be a good like in between video between the Vanguard reactions and just kind of branching out there into bigger territories. So yeah.
In an attempt to protect their property. My immediate defense mechanism is to ignore all leaks, for the most part, until Nintendo says something themselves. This has saved me a lot of heartache in the past, particularly with the Smash DLC leaks, because that got really old. That said, sometimes the leaks feel and look a little more credible and substantial.
Okay, this is getting this. You know what this is reminding me of? This is okay. So a little bit more lore on myself. I used to be such a Steven Universe fan, and I remember the height of it during its first season. There were so many freaking leaks. There were leaks upon leaks, just conspiracy upon conspiracy, because Rebecca Sugar, she knows how to make a good show. At least Steven Universe was a good show. It was a really well thought out show in her head. And my gosh, it will like the things people would come up with, and then that turned out to be false. The biggest one that comes out to me is the sardonyx theory. I still remember that one to this day. But yeah, either way, we're not talking about that jazz. We are talking about the whole Switch thing, and yeah, I mean, it would be actually. I mean, okay, I was gonna say it would be interesting if Nintendo thought to make fake leaks, but honestly, if you're asking me, I don't think they're smart enough to do that. And I don't mean to sound like condescending or being mean to Nintendo. I'm sure they got some really brilliant minds at Nintendo. I'm sure several people have thought to make fake leaks, but they probably don't do it, is what I'm trying to get at. Because I don't know, like it shoot. The, I, sometimes just corporate businesses just seem so out of touch to the point where they don't even think of this stuff. So when we see someone actually do stuff that we really like, it makes them stand out, and then it's like a weird call to everyone else to be like, "Oh, start doing that, start doing that, start doing that." It worked for them. It's just a copy. it's a copy and paste strategy for all these big corporations. They're too afraid to try new things. Actually, let me rephrase that. They're not afraid to try new things as long as it's to like a quote unquote safe narrative, but they're really afraid to try new things in general. Like the biggest thing that comes out to me is both two games, Fear and Hunger, which kind of can't really you really can't compare that with what's going on here, but the other one would be Pal World. Now we all know Pokemon, we all know how the game is played. It's been the same damn game since 1999. It's like nothing has changed. But Pal World brings a new thing, which by the way, I remember seeing something about Nintendo is actually going through with suing them, and now they've had to change their spheres or something. I don't know, but either way, the point being, Pal World brought something new that Nintendo didn't think to do to do with their games, and now that someone else has done it first, and that they've taken such a hit to one of their biggest blockbusting freaking games, yeah, there's no they feel like they need to attack them in order to gain back the trust or something insane like that. I just it's so frustrating to see companies just not give an F. Okay, I think I've rambled enough. Let's continue what this guy's saying.
And there's been a few that I want to talk about, but mostly it's my growing disappointment with the gaming industry as a whole, at least
Look, what did I just say?
one specific aspect of it. And I have a feeling that the Switch 2 will only fuel this problem. Before we get
Hmm.
into it, I'm Solace, this is Solace and Dread. We produce analytical content primarily focused on gaming. If you like that kind of stuff, consider subscribing.
Guys, go drop him a subscribe and tell him Dream Eater sent you. Go drop a like on this video, the original video, and tell him Dream Eater sent you.
Let's address the big leak first. There's a photo that's been circulating pretty widely online now in a little bit more credible outlets, and it's
Y'all, what am I looking at? Okay. This doesn't make sense. Okay, guys, hold on. Like, hear me out for a second. Look at the proportions between the left and the right one. Well, I understand you have to kind of. No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, the one on the right looks real, but the one on the left looks like it's been digitally enhanced to be bigger because the way the thumb is the way the thumb is holding it doesn't look right. Like, okay, guys at home right now, pick something up small with your left hand and then compare it to the way this person is holding the Switch controller. You'll notice that the nail is way too close to the actual product. Now, I mean, I could be wrong. This could be just like the dude is like holding it in a really weird way, but it just doesn't look right. And then on top of it, there's only one button on the left-hand side. Now that could mean that could mean that they're trying a whole different strategy, but I really feel like their original pad was a good idea. Honestly, I'm going to call it out right now and say this has to be fake. I'm like trying to read the Nintendo logo on there because while it's not hard to fake, that could be another. You know what? Hold on. I have my Switch right here. Let me look at let me kind of yeah. 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 Well, the little lettering thingies seem to match up pretty nicely, including the Nintendo logo. That all looks pretty, you know, par for the course. But I don't know. The picture on the left just bugs me. It looks way too big. It looks like it's been digitally enhanced. Maybe to avoid copyright, maybe it's smaller than it actually is because the one on the left looks way too freaking big compared to the one on the right. Okay.
It's a photo that seems to depict a Joy-Con for the Switch 2, and it popped up on a Chinese forum. The
Ah.
reason that this is actually substantial is that the serial number on the Joy-Con in the photo, it seems to register on Nintendo's website as a valid number for a warranty.
Oh.
This doesn't mean much, just that it could be real.
Okay. Okay, so y'all know how America's a giant ass place, right? We have quite a few consumers here. We are essentially their target audience, maybe intentionally or unintentionally. So that tells me this, okay, I know I just bashed it in the last like 5 minutes, but it coming from a Chinese, like a Chinese thread forum, plus just the fact that the serial number is actually a real serial number, that seems like way too much work in creating a fake because that it did I'll give it one thing, it does look real. It does look like that is a physical object. It does not look 3D animated at all. And if it is, damn, that dude needs to be hired like immediately for any job that involves digital work. Like my gosh, if you're watching this by some miracle, props to you if you made this and it's not actually not real. But anyway, with all that said, I don't know.
It's not that the number works, it's mostly that it registers that it is a serial number, but it does not have a warranty for it. I don't know the
Hmm.
ins and outs of Nintendo's warranty database, but
Hmm.
if a hoax was done with another Nintendo product that doesn't have a warranty, that could also register the same result. If I created a hoax photo, I would certainly include a little detail like that one to try to fool people who would fact check me.
Me.
One other thing that people made note of is that there was an IR sensor on the side of the Joy-Con, and
Hmm.
that could lead to things like augmented reality or even mixed reality. There's a lot that could be done with a Joy-Con that
Can I just say for a second, that sounds lit. Like that sounds so freaking lit. There's like an augmented reality thing. Honestly, I would love. Okay, okay. I seen something like this where it was like it started as a little Switch thingy, and then you could actually put the Switch screen on top of a VR headset, like like a cardboard headset, and then you use the controllers like you would in like VR chat or what have you. I would say that would be their best bet if they're gonna do this, if they're gonna make a new Switch. Making it VR compatible would be next freaking level. I would literally throw out my Switch, all games included, and start over with it with the Switch 2. And I know that sounds extreme, but damn, I've wanted a VR headset for a while. Ah, damn.
had an IR sensor on the side of it. And, you know, I
Hold on, hold on. Also, what's with this thing in the center? It looks like you can plug it into something. Hmm, just an observation.
I get that, but I still don't buy into it 100%. And like I said, I
Hmm.
don't believe anything until it is coming from Nintendo themselves. Also,
Same.
I hate leaks like this anyway. Why wouldn't you take a picture of the front of the Joy-Con? Why is it anytime there's a
Okay, I
leak,
just
there's
now
always some
checking
riddle
my
with cloud goblins trying to
thing.
force you to solve it? Why are the photos that are taken always terrible? With people's phones, like with their photo capabilities nowadays, which can let you count the hair molecules on a fly's ass from across the room,
That is such a crazy statement.
why does every photo leak look like it's been Xeroxed 50 times, then sent through a fax machine on a dial up, then photographed again with a Nintendo 3DS camera?
I'm sorry, the 3D, the Nintendo 3DX camera. That was such a line. Oh, that was such a line. I love that. Okay.
Why is that? Every time I see shit like this, I don't trust anything about it. But I want to talk about the Switch 2 in a different manner. I want to talk about what actually has been confirmed,
Hmm.
which isn't much. We do know that the new Switch is fully backwards compatible.
Okay, this is stuff I don't know about. So I am completely blind up until this point on what the Switch 2 is going to have in store for it. So, yay.
Nintendo confirmed that. We also know that they will release information about it early this year. We also know that dev kits have been sent out to developers, but that doesn't really tell us much.
Hmm.
And we do know that it is at least likely as powerful as a PS4. This was testified to in court during the Activision Blizzard trials a few years ago. And that was a few years ago. But honestly,
What?
that's all we actually
How
know.
long has this
Now, if
thing been in
any of the leaks
production
are
for?
true, it would disappoint me quite a bit, if I'm being honest, to know that like the Switch 2 was just a bigger, beefier Switch with an IR camera
Mhm.
using like augmented reality and magnetic Joy-Cons. That just seems a little boring to me. And I play my Switch handheld 98% of the time anyway.
Same.
I just hope that this is all false and that there is something a little more special. But even
I would say, okay, to go off of where he's going with this, um, if that was all there is to it, I'd say, yeah, that's absolutely just horrendous. Like, Nintendo, what's wrong with you? You deserve to lose millions of dollars. YouTube, please don't take this video down. I don't mean that. Please don't. Please, Nintendo, please don't come after me. I mean, okay, okay, you know what? If you're gonna come after anyone, come after me, not this guy. This guy has nothing to do with it. Shoot, what's his channel's name again? Solace and Dread. Don't come after Solace and Dread. He's not he did not say any of that. It was all me. But please, again, please don't come after me. Okay, where was I again? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, it would be very terrible if they just straight up left it there. They're doing all this work, and then it's just the main update is augmented reality, like freaking. Because okay, when I think of augmented reality, I don't think of the VR headset. But if it is like an actual virtual headset thing, oh, that'd be a whole different story. I'd say that alone would be worth it, especially with it already being backwards compatible with old games. Imagine playing Breath of the Wild in 3D. My gosh, that'd be so cool. Yo, freaking wait, I did hear one thing, I think. I think I remember hearing Breath of the Wild is going to be remade for Nintendo Switch 2. If it is a virtual reality like compatible game console, that would explain it. They'd be adding a first person mode. Dude, that would be so freaking cool. But again, that's theoretically if they are implementing virtual reality, which I'm not saying they are, and I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying I don't know. Don't come after me, Nintendo. Don't come after anyone. Mercy.
even if there's not, I'll be happy to get a Switch 2, obviously. Now, let's talk about the part that actually does disappoint me unequivocally. And sorry, but I'm about to get on a soapbox. It's physical media starting to wither away. And don't worry, I'm not going to get too preachy. But Xbox, they cracked the door open with the Xbox One S, offering a different console that was sleeker, more efficient, and had no physical media reader. Then they pushed the door open just a little bit wider with the Xbox Series S. But this time, they were offering you a cheaper but slightly weaker graphical option. And again, no disk drive. Then Sony smashed the door wide open with their fat faces, offering you two options at launch with the PS5. having either a digital version or a physical version that was slightly cheaper if you went digital. And just when you thought they were done, they cockslap you with a PS5 Pro, which has a slight graphical improvement, but comes with no disc drive at all, to the tune of $700. And
Okay, see, I don't like that. I really, really don't like that because you can see what they're doing, right? Like I'm gonna go on this guy's side for a second. I'm sure he's gonna go into this, but you see what they're doing. PS5, Xbox 360, all the jazz. They always do this. So it all starts like with the PS2 and the PS whatever. So PS3 comes out. PS1 is completely kicked off the shelves. Now it's just PS2, PS3. Oh, the next game, PS2, PS3. And then slowly but surely, oh, PS3 exclusive. Oh, PS3 exclusive. Oh, PS3, blah, blah, blah. PS3 exclusive. And then before you know it, where's PS2? Oh, PS2's gone. Oh no. Where'd it go? Damn. Damn. So they're trying to do the same jazz, but with instead of the PS5. Because here's a PS5, and here's a cheaper version. Oh, cheaper version. Oh, you want to get the digital one? You guys want to get the you don't need you don't need the physical ones. Come on, everyone's got the internet. Everyone's got the internet. Why do you need a physical copy of the game? Why do you need why do you need media? Why? 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 And then now they're doing this PS5 Pro, but with no digital. It's painful. So I got one foot on the soapbox with him with this one. I hate it's not necessarily that I'm against digital media being like the new fad or whatever, but it's this blatant lack of choice. They're feigning ignorance. They're trying to be like, oh, the new thing is going to be just digital, and then whether you like it or not, we're going to wane you off physical media until there's nothing. And that does rub me the wrong way. That rubs me very much the wrong way. Okay, my rant's over. I'll let him finish his rant now.
leaving you, by the way, to fight with scalpers to buy a disk drive secondhand since they didn't produce more stock. And it's continually out of stock for these disk drives. Now, this is where Nintendo comes in. They said their console is backwards compatible, confirmed. So no matter what this thing looks like, it will have a slot for their cartridges to fit.
Oh, it better.
But what I'm scared of is Nintendo doing the next move to push that door open further. I don't want them to move into a place where the games that are Switch 2 are digital only. And if you have Switch games, you can still insert your cartridge. Nintendo is the type to do it. Maybe not all their games, but more and more of them being digital only is 100% along the lines of something I see them doing. Specifically with the Switch 2 games, or anything that would be too large to fit on a physical cartridge. Currently, the Switch games cartridges hold about 32 gigs of data, and the data sizes for the average PS4 games, they hold about 40 gigs on average. That's about the average size of a PS4 game. So we're talking about a Nintendo console where their carts currently are max at 32 gigs, going up to power games that are typically 40 gigs in size. That's bigger than what the Switch cartridges can hold. They'll have to use new carts. New consoles like PS5 discs, they hold like 100 gigs. And they're usually just install discs anyway and require updates to be downloaded. So what this amounts to is in both cases,
No, PS5 discs have 100 gigs max. Holy nuts. Damn, boy.
newer games require more space than the Switch cartridges can currently hold. We're at a shift in gaming culture.
I'm sorry, didn't we just make a quantum chip? I'm just joking. That's a bad idea. Don't do it.
They don't care if you want to feel like you own your game. They care about the bottom line. And the bottom line can be improved if they control the distribution. No
He's talking about your wallets. The bottom line is your wallets.
more playing by the rules of the retailers. They can just put it on their eShop and cut out those pesky middlemen like GameStop, Walmart, Target, etc. And
Oh, that I didn't even think of it like that. Oh, that would kill game stores. That would yeah, I'm already like ticked off enough with the whole Magic the Gathering screwing over like card shops with their overly expensive things, which is another rabbit hole we're gonna have to go down at one point. But right now, yeah, no, I hate that. I hate that.
Amazon and save cost tremendously. I ran a poll on Twitter a few years back asking if Nintendo made their next console digital only, would you still buy it? And this was after they staggered
I'm I'm gonna go off a limb and say at least 54 people, 54% of people said yes because in my little brain, I probably would have bought it like no hesitation.
the release of the digital version for Metroid Prime versus the physical one. So let's take a look at that and see what people said. The results, though it is a small sample set, said 22% said that they prefer digital.
45 votes. Oh, that is literally me. That's literally me trying to put up polls.
While 37.8% said that they would be annoyed, but they still buy it. 24% said that they might wait to buy it, and 15.6% said they won't buy it. But regardless of how this is split here, 85% of you said that you would still buy it.
Okay, well, I would still say 50%. It's more like 50, 60% roughly, because that 24.4% of might wait to buy it, I feel like that's more like seeing what Nintendo's next move is going to be. And then if it's going to be cheaper, if it's going to be better. So think of it like this. The time framing would be okay, the Switch 2 comes out. It's completely digital. They're saying, nope, only digitals, and then only 50% of people buy it. 15% of those people will not buy it. The other like 30% would still buy it, but not until it goes on sale, like at a ridiculously cheap price. That means Nintendo would. Okay, again, keep in mind, people, this is a small sample size of 45 votes, but I'm just generalizing just for the sake of the argument. 50%, they would be losing 50% of what could be 100% of the revenue. That is a terrible. What companies need to do is start making more polls like this and leaving a blank option for people to write in how they feel. Because my gosh, companies would be saving so much money. They'd be making a lot more money if they actually listen to their people. It's like I know I and other people have always said this. Listen to your players because they're the audience you're trying to please. And if 50% of your player base is not going to buy your new console, that's 50% of your revenue down the frickin' drain. Because people who don't have your console aren't going to buy the games for said console. Okay, okay.
You still considered buying it, regardless of your feelings. So, as Nintendo, what I'd have to consider is if that 15% is worth the cost of distribution, and that's facts. Nintendo is so greedily concerned with making sure you don't get more than your share that they already are kneecapping you for games that you do own digitally. How? If you have your profile on more than one Switch,
Hmm?
they make sure that you are allowed to play the game by seeing if the other version of you, your copied profile, is playing the game. And if you're not online for them to check, you're literally just not allowed to play the game that you paid for and own until you connect to the internet. There's also other small examples of this type of shit that drives me crazy. For example, Sony jacking up the price of the Horizon Zero Dawn original game right before the remaster comes out because they don't want you to get a cheaper way to upscale it. Again, this is what happens when they own the distribution. There's so much shit, and it all stacks up to why I'm so scared of Nintendo running away with this digital thing. It's so important to buy physical. Don't let these people take your money and tell you what you can or cannot do with your product. It is likely not going to happen overnight. I'm not one of these people that comes out here fear mongering about this kind of stuff. And again, it won't happen overnight, but they will chip at us slowly until we come to terms with the fact that we don't own our games, as one guy put it. Rail against this shit like crazy. Physical purchases need to make up the lion's share of their market cap every single time with games, specifically game consoles. It needs to be physical. If you can, buy physical. And I understand that there are advantages to digital, but if you are somebody who has the ability to use physical, you should absolutely do that. You should buy it physical. Don't be lazy about it. Okay, I'm off my soapbox, but to recap, don't believe everything you see on the internet. It's not 100% sure that this Joy-Con thing is real. The Switch 2 Joy-Con, it might be fake. Also, don't trust leakers. They're almost all clout goblins and liars, like this asshole with this 3D printed Switch 2 dock. What the fuck? And for the love of God, buy physical if you can. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. And long live the Turtle Kingdom.
Okay, I need everyone who's watching this video right now to do me a huge, huge favor right now. I need you to go in the description, click on the original video, and what I need you to do is mute it, put it in the background, and then have it playing on 0.25 or 0.50, any kind of slow speed. Trust me when I say this boosts their algorithm significantly. I need everyone to please do that because this was a really good video. This was a really, really good video. Please go hit like. Please subscribe to this dude's channel because this dude did a really good job with his video. And like, just tell him your boy Dream Eater sent you. Speaking of which, hold on a minute. Sorry, I just gotta get this out of the way before I forget. I didn't even think about any of that stuff. Honestly, I'm the kind of guy who, like, if you look at my Switch library, it's all digital games. And the only reason I have digital games in the first place on my Switch is because it's easier for me to switch through and I don't have to carry all the little cards in a little case or whatever and risk losing them and having to buy a new one and go through all that hassle. But now this video makes me want to just start actually buying the games physically and supporting like the actual like physical media. Honestly, I never really even considered how far we were into going into digital media as the it's kind of depressing really because it, listen, I am all for change, but I hate change. I hate two types of change. Change for the sake of change, meaning no real good change. They just want to change because they think it's better because they change or some BS like that. And then there's change for greed or for the worse. And I see exactly what they're doing. Now, like original, like my example earlier, the PS2 being waned off for the PS3, and the PS3 being waned off for the PS4, and then onward and so forth and what have you. My gosh, they're really trying to just kill off physical media, and it's like it's not a big deal in hindsight, but it's like I think it's important to have physical media, physical copies of games. Sure, maybe it's not like the most like convenient thing to do, but it's a huge thing, and it's kind of a problem that they're going this hard in trying to force this stuff on us. All right, before we go, I'm going to check the comments and see if anyone has been messaging through this thing. Nope, doesn't look like anyone's message. So, yeah, well, let's see, how long has this been going on for? Not 30 minutes. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Well, with that, I guess I will leave that there. Sorry to leave it on such a depressing note, but it I really appreciate this guy bringing this kind of stuff to light. So again, I ask you guys to please go check out the video in the comments. Go watch the video in full, like on a slower speed to help boost this guy's watch time, watch hours, and all that stuff. Boost him in the algorithm. This kind of video needs to get out there more. The dude's only got 1.8K views. He deserves way more than this. Solace and Dread, they both deserve more than this. And so yeah, just do me a favor and do that. And yeah, tell them your boy Dream Eater sent you, but also just comment in general because that helps boost the algorithm too. I want this video to do good. I want this guy to do good. Okay, and then with that said, please, if you wouldn't mind doing me one more favor, hit like on this video, hit subscribe if this is like stuff you're into, and share this video around. Share it with people you love because I'm sure they're going to love this video, and share this video with people you hate because I know they'll hate it. And yeah, don't be